To make a great sculpture, it's important first to have a great structure. A structure that guarantees that our sculpture will have some fixed features and will be stable. In this video, you will learn the importance of having a good structure, and more importantly, you will learn one of ZBrush's most powerful tools, which are the Z-Spheres. The Z-Spheres are a useful tool in ZBrush since they can give us a great number of shapes thanks to its possibility of deformation. To find them, go to the panel tool and look for these two color spheres, which are the Z-Sphere. Then click on the canvas and we will have our Z-Sphere. The Z-Sphere works with the tools we have at the top like Edit, Move, Scale and Rotate. As I said at the beginning, the Z-Spheres have many uses. However, first we are going to see the one that allows us to create structures. The first Z-Sphere is going to be the root Z-Sphere, or to say it in another way, the parent Z-Sphere, since the other parts that will compose it will be released from that Z-Sphere. To create a new Z-Sphere, we are going to press the Delete button or just T. With that, we will see how another Z-Sphere is created. We can use different tools like Move to change the position of the Z-Sphere. We can use Scale to resize and Rotate to rotate it. This tool also works with symmetry, which we can use by pressing X to create a Z-Sphere on each side. Already at this moment, we can see the possibilities that Z-Spheres have, since they allow us to give them different shapes and mold them to our liking. We can also create Z-Spheres, so do not forget to activate the option Draw and Edit. Okay, then by clicking one of these lines which connects one Z-Sphere to the other, this way we will have more Z-Spheres and greater possibility to control the form we will give to our object. If you wish, we can rotate the Z-Sphere. However, don't use the rotate option, because what it does, as you can see, is to rotate the Z-Sphere on its own axis. That is, if this is the central point, we can see that it rotates on its own axis. Also, what we can do is, just look at this, stand on one of the lines that connects one Z-Sphere with another and see how the Z-Sphere on the end will rotate according to the main axis or the pivot of the previous Z-Sphere. We see how this is a little more practical and how this Z-Sphere is rotating around this one, since it is, in some way, the parent of this Z-Sphere. We can also see a preview of how this sculpture would look if we converted it into a Dynamesh or subdivisions. What we have to do is just go to the Adaptive Scheme tab, and by clicking on Preview, we can see the form it will take if we change it into a form that can be edited. I highly recommend that when you see this preview, do not edit it. That's because this usually causes problems, and well, it's just a tip because I had some problems with that. Also, you can press A to see the preview. Even as you can see here, we generated a subdivision. which is the one that is showing us this panel here. To finish the video, I'll show you some of the applications that have the Z-spheres. This is just to see the potential they have on their different uses. Let's see the Pinterest panel. As you can see here, the artist created a female torso based on Z-spheres. A torso that at the end he could convert and, as we see here, could polish. But from this point you can understand the form that the sculptor wanted to generate. Let's see another application. This is a complete body. I'm sure that even without this image, it would be easy to recognize with this set of Z-spheres the form that the artist wanted to achieve. And, as a final example, you can see here the hair of this character. We see that the artist used the ability of the Z-spheres to adapt different shapes and generate the hair fibers and then made them into editable mesh. Working with Z-spheres is quite useful. I recommend you practice these tools and the keyboard shortcuts just to put them into practice in the next video, where we are going to generate the structure of our character.